You don't need to be rich to quit the rat race. And today, we're going to see how to quit the rat race and get back some time to live a happier, more fulfilled life. So what is a rat race? It is a term used to describe the daily grind of working long hours to make a living only to find yourself stuck in a cycle of working to pay off bills and expenses. You might feel like you're working just to survive without any time for yourself or energy for your family and your hobbies. It feels like every day it's the same. You are stuck in traffic on your way to a job that you don't really like, just to be living paycheck to paycheck. And that is week after week, month after month. Many people feel stuck in this cycle and can't seem to escape it. And in today's economy, more than ever, with a constant growing inflation, your purchasing power is being reduced. So it is vital to start investing and getting different sources of income. Because relying on a single source of income can be risky. If you lose your job or your company goes under, you could be left without any income at all. And this is exactly how I felt. I wanted to break the cycle. I used to be a bartender and working long hours for minimum wage. I was definitely caught in the rat race, and it felt like I was going nowhere fast. And every time, on my way to work in the subway, I couldn't stop thinking that there has to be a way for me to be successful. How can I beat the money game? I felt like I was trapped because I was already working hard, but what I needed to do is start working smart. And the one thing I knew for sure is that I was not going to be wealthy just relying on my job. I had to make a change. So I made a plan. I started to pick up one extra shift per week, but I pretended that I wasn't making any extra money. This way, I was able to save almost a week worth of work per month. And seeing my savings account grow motivated me to save even more. I also began to cut some of my extra spending. I skipped the Uber and take the transit or bike instead. Cut down on my food delivery or eating out. You don't need to give up everything, but you'll see if you slowly start to cut a few things each week, seeing your extra saving will make it worth it. After a few months of hard work and dedication, I was finally able to purchase my first property. These lifestyle changes allowed me to do this. Once I reached my first goal of getting a condo, I kept saving and eventually asked the bank for a line of credit, which allowed me to start my first business. It was the best feeling in the world. I was putting my plan in action, and I was able to quit my job and finally give my life the direction I wanted to. And I never looked back. I think there's a real misconception about money and how much you need to make. But it's not about how much you make. It's how much money you keep that matters. Do not make that mistake of upgrading your life when you get a raise or find extra income. Because if you spend $3,000 when you make $3,000, then you'll spend $5,000 when you make $5,000. And you'll always be chasing the next raise. You'll be stuck in the hamster wheel. When you get that raise, do not change your lifestyle. Invest the extra income. This way you'll have savings and investment without changing your habits. You can set an automatic transfer from your bank account, so when your paycheck is deposited, the amount of your choice is going to an investment account right away. Don't just save money, invest it. The basic rule about money, and please, this is something you should always remember, is that you have to beat the inflation at the bare minimum. This means that if you have a 3% inflation, you need to invest your money at least at 4%. So never leave your money sitting at a bank in a saving account for too long. Alright, now let's look at what actions you need to take if you are serious about quitting the rat race. The first thing you'll need to do is to figure out how much money you need to live in order for you to meet your basic needs. I know that many people believe that you need to be a millionaire to be financially independent, but that's not the case at all. The goal here is not to be crazy rich, but to find out how much do you need to live and cover your expenses without all the extras. That will come later in your investing journey. So make a list of your monthly fixed expenses, like rent, mortgage, insurance, internet or phone bill, etc. Any bills basically that are always the same amount and are recurring every month. Next, you make a list of the variable expenses like food, clothes, utilities, and so on. In our example, let's say that the amount you need is $3,000 per month. Could be a bit more or less. It's for you to calculate. But we'll use $3,000. Let's say that it is the amount that you need to achieve in order to cover all your expenses, quit your job, and be financially independent. So, now that we know our goal, we're going to look at different ways to achieve it. So let's get started. We know you're not going to have $3,000 right away coming to replace your income. So you need to plan for it. At first, we're going to make it a smaller amount as your goal. The idea of this video is to gradually show you how to make achievable numbers and eventually work your way up to $3,000 or whatever number it is you need. So to make it more attainable, you're going to divide this $3,000 in smaller amounts, like let's say 12 times $250. The idea here is to find a product or service that can generate $250. So making 3K might be complicated at first, but now, do you think that you can find a way to make $250? Probably, right? So focus on $250 and keep the goal reachable, because after you do it once and you see that it is possible, it will give you the motivation to make your next $250 and repeat the process until you reach your monthly goal of savings. So where do we start? There are many different ways to get another stream of income, depending on your skills, interests, and resources. Let's go over some examples. My personal favorite, real estate. So to make your first $250 in real estate, you could maybe rent a room where you live on Airbnb to get you started. If you are booked a few nights per month, you'll definitely make $250. This is also a minimal risk in a sense that you don't need much capital to start. There's a lot of resources on the internet to learn how to be a host, and you can control the amount of days your place is available. If you're going away for the weekend or a few weeks in the summer, once you have your system in place, you can really make some great income. Then if you're able to, a popular option in real estate is to buy a fixer-upper as a primary residence and remodel it to add value. So when you sell it, it's a tax-free gain, since you do not pay tax when you sell your primary residence. With the profits of the sale, you can now buy 2 properties and operate them as a short-term rental. This strategy alone will definitely get you your 12 times $250 or $3,000 per month. If you're not quite ready to buy something, use the Airbnb as a stepping stone to either eventually purchase your first place, either by yourself or find a friend or a partner. There are several forms of house hacking that can assist you in attaining your real estate goals. For more passive real estate investment, you could do syndicate mortgages, crowdfunding, or land development. I'll go over in depth and details about these passive strategies on future videos, so make sure to subscribe and stay informed. Obviously, I believe that real estate is the easiest way to push you to the next level, but that's not the only way. You could also start a side hustle. It could be anything from selling handmade crafts on Etsy or starting a freelance writing or consulting business. The idea is to find something that you enjoy doing and that can earn you extra income. There are websites where people can hire you to write copy, do simple graphic design. Find your skills, and there's almost always someone out there willing to pay for it. There are also so many opportunities online. If you're good with social media, and you can try to get monetized. If you have a passion or expertise in a particular area, I don't know, maybe you love drawing or playing video games, you could start a YouTube channel about that and earn money through ads, sponsorship, and affiliate marketing. Sponsored posts are possible, and you don't need millions of followers. You could also start a small business from home. For example, if you like baking or cooking, you can do catering or food delivery business. If you want to sell a product or a service and you think you can bring value to the marketplace, you should start a traditional or online business. The world is getting smaller, and it's getting easier to reach your potential customers. You could also create an online course or ebook. If you have the knowledge or skills that other people want to learn, compile that information and make it accessible to them. Don't let your own insecurities or doubts stop you. If you're truly an expert in a field or have first-hand experience in anything, it could be sport, the arts, business. Creating an online course or ebook is a way to share that knowledge. And lastly, you can invest in the stock market or cryptocurrencies to get some capital gains. Some stocks can earn you dividends as well. But remember, this strategy is complementary to the others. When you start, you are building a portfolio for future gain. And unless you have a huge capital to begin with, it's not going to pay off right away. But it is always important to diversify and creating future streams of income. Okay, so now that we went through a few different strategies, focus on one to generate your first $250 and repeat the process. Even though it's important to get multiple sources of income, I strongly suggest that you stick with the one you've chosen for now, because it's really easy to get overwhelmed or sidetracked when you try to do too many things at the same time. Unfortunately, most of the time, people will try to do many things at once and burn out. It will force you to give up. So stick with the strategy that suits you the most, and once it works, put a system in place that automates the whole process as much as possible. Once you are comfortable and it's running like a well-oiled machine, then you go after the next one, confidently building each new stream of income. So to wrap it up, by diversifying your income streams, you will reduce your reliance on a single source of income and create a more stable financial future for yourself. If you're feeling stuck in a rat race, remember that you have the power to change your situation, and it's never too late to make a change. Don't be afraid to explore new opportunities and take calculated risk. If I did it, you can too. You don't need an education or money to start. All you need is to have the will to change your future. By doing so, you may just find the financial freedom and fulfillment you've been searching for. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.